Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh. Welcome to Game 2 in a Best of 5 series being played between EG.IdrA from Evil Geniuses. He is the green Zerg up in the top right. Cross position, says Rain, for you? What are you talking about? Because you're terrible past 10 minutes. Oh, maybe he's saying, maybe they said something in the lobby before the game started. But IdrA accusing Rain of being terrible if a game lasts more than 10 minutes. I guess we'll find out. Because of you pros is actually Fnatic.Rain. He is the blue Terran down in the bottom left corner of Shakuras Plateau. This is a version of the map without destructible rocks here. This is updated now. Pretty much everything is moved past the destructible rock days here at the back of the bases. But IdrA knows that he can just scout over here with his Overlord, take his time, and basically do the same strategy whether Rain is at this close position or this cross position. Rain getting that first supply depot up. I'll be interested to see if he tries to do that double barracks play again. Shakuras Plateau is a great map for doing a triple barracks actually here at the ramp at your natural, and then you can just send tons and tons of Marines, lots and lots of bunkers, and try to kill your Zerg opponent. You can see already that IdrA's got Zerglings rallied. He doesn't even have a spawning pool or a hatch yet, but he's already got that rally point over to this ramp to prevent any triple bunker shenanigans from happening. IdrA's been faced with that many times. I've seen Boxer do it to him, the triple bunker rush. I've seen Noblesse do it to him as well at MLG. And I know that IdrA should be well prepared for it. He's fought it off. He's fought it off from Select and Phoenix before, but those Koreans, just such good execution. It can be very, very hard to stop that triple bunker complete wall off there. And the hatch is going to come down first, no matter what. I'm sure we'll see that spawning pool in just a moment as he gets 200 minerals. There it is. So not switching anything up. He's just going to take solace in the fact that Shakuras Plateau is a little bit bigger map than Metalopolis. He hasn't actually scouted out Rain just yet. The Overlord is about to get into position over there in the top, so he will be able to use Process of Elimination in just a little bit. IdrA also sending an Overlord south. Not sure where that guy's going to end up, but wow, bunker already going up. IdrA does see it. Just barely with the vision range on that hatchery. This is a great spot for a bunker. There's very little surface area for these drones to actually try and attack, and the SCV is actually just going to scoot out of there and into the main. Spawning pool not done yet. Not sure where he's going to go after Lings. He doesn't have an assimilator, or excuse me, an extractor going up just yet either. There's the extractor that I was looking for. He's going to need some gas, of course, for Zergling speed. SCV taking a few jabs at this drone. Not going to get anything accomplished there, most likely, as IdrA can, just pull a couple of drones and get that SCV out of his hair. The bunker was dealt with. And now Zerglings are starting to be made. If the SCV doesn't just run home now, he's going to die anyway. So there he goes, headed back home. It looks like a single drone from IdrA is finally going to get a scout now on Rain. This first Reaper is already out. That's kind of an interesting play. Reaper opener into Fast Expand. Does he even have the second barracks started yet? No, he doesn't. He's going super low army, super high econ, greedy build here from Rain. This first Reaper going to head over all the way across the map. SCV still hanging out just in case he wants to build a bunker a little bit later, but basically the time is over for him to do any kind of sweet bunker rush. So let's watch this Reaper, see what he's going to be able to accomplish, and keep watching that production tab. You can see a factory going up for Rain. If he does manage to snag a few drone and Zergling kills, Blue Flame Hellions will be a great follow-up here. He is getting another refinery up as well. IdrA, on the other hand, just building all those macro tools, Overlords, drones, and he's got 2 Queens up already. Reapers do quite well against Queens just because of the range difference. So if he can keep this Reaper alive, it'll be a great boon for him. Is he going to be able to snag any Zergling kills? Still only 1 kill on this Reaper. He's not going to be able to take out that Queen by himself, so he's going to head on home. This is interesting as well. He can just stay up on top of this cliff and have vision there if he wants to. Not even going to stop by the Zelnago Tower. That's kind of interesting. But this command center, of course, as soon as I say that, he doubles back and hits the Zelnago Tower, so now he knows IdrA doesn't have any vision there. IdrA basically just staying inside of his base for the time being. He's got 1 Overlord about to hit the natural area, but there are no Marines really to scare him off. All he has to do is skirt the edge here. He should be able to keep that Overlord alive. First Hellion already out. No Blue Flame just yet. Is about 30-40% done in that production tab, as you can see. 1 more Hellion being created, and a Starport going up, while IdrA goes to that Lair tech, still just making drones, Overlords, and that Zergling speed. No Baneling Nest, no Roachwarren up just yet. Alright, Back over in the natural, nothing crazy happening. No spine crawlers up at all for IDrA, which is a little bit surprising. If Blue Flame Hellions were to show up, there's that spine crawler. Man, these players, I feel like they're watching me cast or something. They're just doing everything I say after I say it. But a few Marines just hanging out. Now Blue Flame Hellions in full production here. This is going to be done in just a moment. I imagine he'll wait for either 2 Blue Flame Hellions or 6. 4 seems to be that sort of middle ground that no one really does, but unless they're doing a medevac drop. But it's hard to get in there past Spinecrawler and Queens with any fewer than 6, and 6 can just totally ravage everything if they're not ready for it. Looks like an Overlord was popped. Those Marines actually did manage to snag the Overlord kill over the natural. IDrA get a little bit too greedy trying to scout that. I'm sure it was a calculated risk, though. He's making 3 more Overlords right now. Looks like Rain wants to do a sort of 2-pronged attack. I used to call this the squeeze play on Scrap Station, where you just do an Octo drop in the back and Hellions at the front, but Scrap Station has since been removed from pretty much every competition, every competitive play, tournament, ladder, everything. So Scrap Station, I will miss you, but Shakuras Plateau, let's see what Rain's going to be able to do. He loads up, heads into the main with all the Marines. IDrA does see all of this with that Overlord right there, and the Hellions waiting to be picked up. Yeah, Rain just comes back, scoops him up, so now he's got a nice little fortified position. IDrA supply block once again. Oh, Blue Flame Hellion's going to torch through these Zerglings, and good micro there, saving the Hellions. The Hellions are going to be the money unit here. If he can manage to keep those guys alive, he can get into that drone line after the fight is over. There they go, off to the top. 3 Queens here. One of them could go down if Rain focuses. He will snag the Queen kill. Let's go check out these Hellions. No! Speedlings actually intercept, and IDrA saves his drones for the most part. Queen number 2 still alive, and yeah, IDrA with a really, really good defense there. Let's just look at this units killed count. Rain killed 29 units, but only 3 of them were drones, so good defense there from IDrA. Very surprising to see that, as that was quite a formidable force. Rain, if he was just a little bit more careful, could have done a 2-pronged attack and perhaps scored a lot more drone kills, but now Rain is kind of on the back foot. IDrA sending a huge wave of Speedlings over here. There's nothing walling off, but there are 3 Blue Flame Hellions. He's going to very quickly take out those scouting lings, and IDrA will think twice about trying to head in there with the rest of his forces. Back over in IDrA's neck of the woods, the lair has been completed. He is starting to get some upgrades. Spire's finished as well. 6 mutas and +1 flyer attacks on the way. Baneling speed on the way, and Rain is back at it with these Blue Flame Hellions. He's just barely going to miss that drone. Headed to the 3rd location, and IDrA popping out at the perfect time with those Mutalisks, going to be able to repel the Blue Flame Hellions. They're pretty much useless at this point unless they can get a medevac to drop them in a little bit more securely. 4 mutas headed into the main of Rain. There's 1 turret in production right now. He's not going to be able to get it finished before the mutas show up, and that SCV is as good as dead. All the Marines coming over with their medevac in tow to try and get those mutas out of his hair. Will he build a bunch more turrets? He's got 1 in the main mineral line already. That's a good sign. It looks like a Viking is already out trying to pop some Overlords, but the mutas happen across it and take him out quite quickly. Refinery number 4 going up now for Rain. No 3rd expansion just yet, but IDrA's is going to be done very soon here. Couple of mules being dropped down, taking care of that economy. Let's look at the income tab. Rain is ahead on mineral income. IDrA is ahead on gas income. Mules, of course, making the difference there. 6 mutas still flying around for IDrA. Not sure what he's going to be able to take out here, as there is pretty good turret coverage and a good number of Marines in the base of Rain. Yeah, he's keeping Marines both at the natural and the main to prevent these Mutalisks from doing too much damage. 3 more mutas on the way. 2 hatcheries in production. 1 just finished there at the natural. Another one looks like a macro hatch right at the top of the ramp. This is an interesting position for a hatch. Usually you see it tucked up right up next to the main or natural location, or kind of between 2 bases. If you plopped it here, I probably wouldn't have said anything either, but it's just kind of a strange distance between the main and the natural there. Anyway, Muta's back at it. They find some free Hellions, but then the Marines arrive. Rain, good micro there, keeping everything alive. A couple of Banelings in production now. Centrifugal hooks are done. You can see them roll around. 22 more Lings in production. +1 melee attacks. Going to make those Banelings and Speedlings a little bit more potent. Zerg Flyers already have their +1 attack. Let's take a look at Rain, actually, see what his bio is setting out. 1-0 right now, soon to be 1-1. Mutas pick up a free Hellion and back up. Good scan there, going to allow Rain to see pretty much everything, and IDrA's moving in with the Zerg Shredder. That's what I call that Speedling Baneling Muta combo. It looks like he does have enough to take out everything but those Marines. He needed a handful more Banelings to be able to take care of all those Marines, but here come the Lings taking the brunt of the damage while the Mutas overhead, bouncing their little glaive worms all over the place, and it looks like IDrA is going to be able to clean this up. Marauders and Hellions not going to be able to help out here, and IDrA killing almost everything. Only 4 Marines left. Therefore, anti-air Hellions and Marauders realize they're pretty much dead anyway. They're as good as dead, so they head into the third, unable to really kill anything, maybe a drone or two, but IDrA looking very, very strong now, has a 17 supply lead. He's going to continue chasing through the middle of the map, but lots and lots of Marine reinforcements here. I'm wondering if IDrA is going to try to retreat or finish all of this off. It looks like he is dedicated to it, and he's going to continue trying to pick off Marines as they show up. This is actually a huge number of Mutalisks still. 14 Mutas against essentially nothing anti-air, and IDrA just building upon his supply lead. 135 against 98. Rain, what are you going to do? Back all the way into your main. He's got siege tanks and turrets prepared for IDrA if he were to try to break in there. IDRA's 4th base coming up now. Soon his economy will be really thriving. He's already got an 11 harvester lead and has taken that mineral lead as well. Very interesting. So IDrA just killing and building and doing everything a Zerg player is supposed to do. Looks like Rain has switched fully into Tank Marine mode, as well as some Medivacs. He's got +1 armor finishing up right this second, and +2 flyer attacks have started for IDrA, as well as that Infestation Pit, and that 4th base will be up soon. 5 Overlords of production. He is really getting into macro mode right now. He does not want to get supply blocked ever again. This huge cloud of Mutalisks actually still dominating the air, but with these Marines on the ground with their Stimpak, combat shields, and +1/+1 upgrades, these Mutas are getting less and less effective the farther this game goes on. If you didn't know, Baneling Ling Muta is pretty much the standard in ZVT right now, and it almost always is followed by an Infestor Broodlord transition. He's already well on his way for that transition. The Infestation Pit is done, but he has not started Pathogen Glands. He's instead making a ton of Lings, trying to get that Baneling count up to deal with these Marines until the Infestors are ready to go. +2 melee attacks, gonna be done soon. If IDrA just continues to harass like this, Rain is going to be unable to push out of his base or risk losing his natural mineral line pretty much completely. There's only a handful of Marines there. And back at home, he's got a good number of Banelings, good number of Speedlings that can flip over to Banelings at a moment's notice. Pathogen Glands have begun. IDrA is still harassing with the Mutas, but he knows that Rain is moving out, so he wants to make sure he can deal with that. IDra's still hanging on to a 25 supply lead, but he is Vespene gas blocked right now. He needs to throw up some more extractors at that 4th base. Sieging up, taking a very good position in the middle here. We have Rain moving forward, scanning, taking out creep tumors. Good Marine coverage right here. That's going to keep those Mutalisks from being able to come in and just snipe those tanks. And yeah, both players kind of at a standoff right now. IDrA basically just maxed himself with that last round of Mutalisks. All these upgrades going to be finishing in mere moments. Pathogen Glands, the big one there to pay attention to. If Infestors start coming out, these huge balls of Marines might be a little bit more worthless. And Siege Tanks, of course, armored units take extra damage from fungal growth, so it's going to get really messy if that Infestor count gets too high. Big ball of Muta still in control of this game. He just needs to dodge those Marines as much as he can, find little pockets like this off to the left side and take advantage. 192 supply against 157. This huge flock looking very scary right now, and he's still picking off reinforcements. Going to score himself some free Marine kills. Oh, I don't know about this. He definitely did not want to engage there. He should have just kept moving, picking off more reinforcements and keeping that Muta ball alive. It did free up some supply though for 34 Speedlings to be made. He can't really afford Infestors right now if he's going to continue to build Mutalisks, so he needs to make a decision here quick which he wants to dedicate his resources to. Lots of Banelings, lots of Speedlings, lots of Mutalisks. That's the meal of the day for Rain to try and eliminate. He's got Siege Tanks leapfrogging forward very, very well, actually. Good tank coverage there. IDRA's not going to be able to attack from either side. He kind of wants to keep his Marines in 2 little forces, one protecting the backside, one protecting the front. But IDrA basically just biding his time. Oh, here we go. Huge, huge attack coming in. Banelings rolling. Muta's trying to focus down those tanks so the Banelings don't get wasted on them. All the Marines in the back. Rain doing some good micro there, but I don't know if he has enough units. Oh my goodness, IDrA still with about 20 Mutalisks still alive, and Rain left with only a handful of Marines, but both players took a huge, huge supply hit. IDrA already trying to remax here, 50 Lings, 4 Banelings, and 3 Infestors. Now we're starting to see that transition, and fungal growth will be rearing its ugly head here soon. Rain just has a ton of Marines right now. Look at that, 34 Marines. against 54 lings, 21 mutas. The economy of IDrA is still way ahead. He's been on 4 bases, and Rain is just now trying to take his 3rd orbital command there. Muta's still marauding around looking for a base to kill. If he actually snuck into the back here, he might be able to do some damage. There's really only 1 turret. There's actually no orbital command there, so never mind. Rain has totally mined out his main. That is the same orbital that he's had the entire game. And here we have another conflict about to happen, perhaps. Infestor's getting a little bit too far forward. No, they hit a great fungal here on the Marines and stay out of range of those tanks while they're still sieging up. Mutas with their glaive worms going to be able to attack these tanks and bounce the attacks into those Marines that are in the red. This is a very strong combination here for IDrA. Lots of splash damage, while these tanks are going to be Rain's basically only hope to try and fight this off. If he keeps the tanks alive, he'll be able to smash down those Infestors, Lings, and Banelings a little bit easier. Looks like IDrA is going for a little bit of a side attack, maybe just trying to slow Rain down in his retreat. Does not manage to get in. Supply depots go up just in time to prevent that from happening, but IDra's fine with that. I think he was just clearing up more supply, honestly, because he cannot afford that many Banelings. He's got 4,000-ish minerals, 500 gas he can spend on some more Infestors, maybe even go for that Greater Spire. Nope, still just on the regular Spire. I'm surprised he hasn't started the transition over. Broodlords are pretty much the next natural thing that you're going to want to build. Thors are starting to pop out now for Fnatic.Rain. No real Air Force to speak of. Actually, no Air Force at all. No Vikings or Banshees or Ravens or anything like that. So Broodlords could be very strong here, especially with all this Mutalisk support. Let's see if IDrA takes to the skies. There is the Greater Spire starting now. Did Rain just cancel that +2 weapon, or did it just finish? Okay, it just finished. 2 Thors about to pop out. These Mutas are going to need to be very careful once the Thors arrive. Infestors moving forward, going to drop big ol' fungals on the tops of these Marines. One more fungal would kill so many Marines right now, but IDrA really can't get into position with this huge number of tanks supporting. Thors still have not arrived. Don't know where they're at. There they are, moving toward that front line. IDra's economy has basically been unhindered this entire game. Rain should take a note out of Select's book and just do constant octo drops, 8 Marine drops at that 4th base, at the 3rd base, at this armpit base that started to come up now with spine crawlers already in place. Dropping is pretty much the key to keeping a Zerg at bay. You just cannot let them mine freely like this. But IDrA already setting at 2-0 upgrades. The Marines on the ground 2-1. Corruptor's starting to be produced now, and the Greater Spire will be done in just a few seconds, so Broodlords will be showing up. Melee attacks level 3, of course, benefit those Broodlings, and those flyer attacks that are already at level 2 benefit the initial Broodlord attack. Here we have 5 already morphing over. Lots of Banelings and Lings still left over from earlier in the game, and 7 Infestors here, ready to go, all with a ton of energy. Spinecrawlers easily picking off these Marines while the Siege Tanks use them for vision. Once these Broodlords are finished, I can only imagine how painful this is going to be for Rain. He just doesn't have any Vikings. Now he has 3 in production. There's a single Viking trying to take some free shots at the Mutalisks. IDrA just has them on hold position. He doesn't really care if he loses a Mutalisk. But now the Broodlords are done. 6 Broodlords total. They're going to start just crapping out these Broodlings everywhere, hitting those tanks. He's going to kill one of them on the cliff for free and manage to snag this one. Maybe 10 HP left, not quite, but going to be dead here very soon. Thor takes a couple of volleys at these Mutalisks, but Magic Box, of course, prevents that splash damage from doing too much. Now the Broodlords leading the charge, actually. This is kind of interesting. Flyer Carapace armor coming up. That's kind of interesting as well. More Corruptors being built to handle the incoming Vikings. We have 3 Vikings here, but that Mutaball really can just come in and clean that up incredibly quickly as well. IDrA not even really trying to defend, just shooting this orbital command. All the turrets going down now. Rain still has the bulk of his army here. I'm going to keep his Marines selected just because I'm sure Fungal Growth will be making an appearance. There go the Vikings. Fungal Growth directly on all of them. Only 4 Broodlords remaining. That's kind of interesting. Rain stems forward, and wow, Siege Tanks actually destroyed all those Marines because they were targeting the Broodlings. Oh my goodness, Rain stems forward. One big Fungal is going to take out all those Marines. Oh my goodness, and the last Broodlord goes down, but Rain just really does not have much left. IDrA at this point can basically just move through here, I believe, with what he has, as long as he can drop some key Fungals. Here come the Lings leading the charge. Mutaball Magic Boxing over the top of that Thor just to keep them alive a little bit longer. Banelings all getting spent on those tanks. Another big Fungal off to the side and in the middle. Rain down to only 86 supply, while IDRA's at a comfortable 160, and 5 more Broodlords on the way. There's the GG from Fnatic.Rain. IDrA going to tie this series up 1-1. It is a best-of-5 series being played for the Intel Extreme Masters Guangzhou American Qualifier. These games just got played. Happy to bring them to you. And yeah, the score is 1-1 now. So one of these players is going to need 2 more wins if they want to qualify for that Guangzhou Intel Extreme Masters event in China. But yeah, Game 3 coming up. Here we go.